on key issues raised by Azimio la Umoja. To us, this is a positive development. 2, we agree that a balanced parliamentary process, co-chaired by both sides and backed by experts from outside, should proceed.
The Azimio team spending hours in a closed-door meeting at Capitol Hill soon after the presidential address, but the decision to accept talks also seeming to have started way earlier. The opposition acknowledging the role of religious leaders in bringing the two sides which had adopted hardline stance to this point.
We have met and listened to a diverse group of Kenyans, including religious leaders from all faiths, about the crisis facing our country today. They have implored us to give dialogue, especially during these holy periods of Easter and Ramadan. It is in this context that we make this counter-offer to Hon Ruto's call for dialogue.
The journey to the table to discuss the issues of concern as raised by the opposition, including the high cost of living, electoral justice, the composition of the IEBC, freedom of assembly and the media, has been a long one that started soon after the Supreme Court's ruling on the election petition and culminated in the 2 weeks of protests. The opposition and the government now softening their stance and agreeing to what they say are bipartisan and constitutional talks. But the opposition says these talks must be refereed by a neutral party with equal representation from both government and the opposition.
We say that we are ready to embrace dialogue and that we will engage as long as Mr. Ruto and his team are ready to engage. We as Azimio are ready because we want a peaceful resolution to the differences that we are having in this country. We want to strengthen our democracy. We want our election to have meaning, that how Kenyans vote is actually what is eventually announced by the Electoral Commission.
Raila's team also wants the talks to result in the lessening of the burden facing the common man. To give the talks a chance, the opposition now says it will not carry on with the demonstrations across the country for now.
We stand down our demonstrations for Monday, that is tomorrow, April 3rd, 2023. 6. But in doing so, we want to emphasize that the right to assemble, to demonstrate, petition, and to speak are ironclad as provided for in our Constitution.
The Azimio team has also listed a number of conditions going into the talks, including the release of demonstrators arrested over the course of the last 2 weeks, stating that those behind bars were only exercising their democratic rights. For now, the demonstrations have been called off, but Azimio maintains that it reserves the right to resume them if the talks that they say should start almost immediately do not move in the direction that this coalition says is the right one. Brenda Wanga, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
Palm Sunday, beginning the week, make that the holiest week in the Christian calendar. Great news all around. We're going to take our first break here on Sunday Live. Tell you there's much more ahead. Stay with us. Keep tweeting at Koinange Jeff, at Citizen TV. The hashtag is Sunday Live. Sunday Live takes a break. We'll be back. In the meantime,